I'm Mike Callicrate. We're sitting here today at the Callicrate Cattle Company in St. Francis, Kansas. And it was last winter that I met Bill Weeda in Colorado Springs. He was at Colorado College as the leadoff speaker in the State of the Rockies series of conferences. And it was kind of a chance for me to get reacquainted. I knew Bill from years ago, but I hadn't heard what he'd been doing lately, and so he came to the school and gave a presentation on the food system, which I was very impressed with. And so I visited with Bill a little bit, and I told him about Ranch Foods Direct, a company that I started about 10 years ago as an effort to try to connect more closely, more directly with consumers from the farm and ranch. And so Bill came over a few weeks later. He was back in town. He took a tour of Ranch Foods Direct, and I learned about this mobile slaughter project that you all have been working on. And I talked to Laura Krebsbach. I got involved, and I learned about what your goals were with that project, and these were goals very much in line with my own. It's all about trying to build a new infrastructure that really restores income at the farm and ranch gate at the same time as you're providing the very best possible food to consumers in an environmentally sustainable way that also treats animals with dignity and respect and humanely. And so I got involved, and we got the first trailer put together, and we brought it here to St. Francis, Kansas, where we've now slaughtered 3 animals. They're in the cooler. They'll be picked up tomorrow by the Ranch Foods Direct truck that we haul carcasses with. And so really this is just the beginning of the possible alternative way to get animals processed. There's almost no infrastructure left in the country, and it's a result of big meat packers who have worked very hard with one another in cooperation to eliminate this alternative food system, or what we would call really the traditional food system. It's pretty much gone. There's very few even locker plants that exist anymore. And so this slaughter trailer, I believe, has the potential to really significantly change our food system. And my approach has been, how do we make them sustainable? How do we make these trailers really produce the number of livestock that have to be processed in order to meet consumer demand, but also to be able to pay the people who are operating the trailers a living wage, and how to serve the real interests of the producer of livestock. They have to have numbers in order to have the income they need. And so what we're planning on here at St. Francis, Kansas, with the next unit that's going to be built there by Flat River Corporation in Columbus, is we're going to build it a bit differently and go with a docking station kind of an approach. We're using a Temple Grandin design system where the animals are handled humanely into a kill box, and then we will have that area enclosed and be able to rail the animal at that point, bleed it, and pull the hide with a hide puller, which improves hide values by about $20 per head, as well as increases the speed by which we can process. And then the trailer will be used to eviscerate and split the carcass and cool. And we plan on building fabricating a docking station, a 4-door roll-up door with dock seals that'll be put at the back of the trailer. We're going to reverse the flow of animals through the trailer as compared to the first trailer that you built. And so we're going to be processing in the nose of the trailer, eviscerating and breaking the carcass there, and then cooling in the back of the trailer where the fenders are, which we saw as a problem in this first trailer. And so it's going to give us a little more headroom and a little more height. That we won't be so limited there. But then we can go into this 4-door roll-up door kind of a docking station and have the option of going into 3 different trailers, whether it's an additional trailer for cooling purposes, where those carcasses can be rolled in there and then brought back for quartering, where they're then loaded on a transport trailer. We'll have an extra door for another transport trailer that can be loaded while the other one is being pulled away. It's just going to make this thing a lot more flexible, and my objective here would be to be able to handle about 50 animals per day through this system. Then it becomes pretty sustainable. And when you think about a docking station approach, there likely is sale barns that have all the cattle handling facilities you would need, and this presents the possible additional business that they could benefit from, whereby they could now be a point of processing for customers who want freezer beef and who want to perhaps have their animals processed for sale directly to other people. And the slaughter unit could be placed in strategic areas like a sale barn, and could go there for a week and process multi-species from goats to hogs to cattle to lambs, and then go on down the road to another docking station, whether it be a cattle livestock operation or whether it be a sale barn or something of that nature. And then I think it's a matter of building then the infrastructure beyond that, where we've got the cut and wrap plants and the retail markets, the direct connection to those restaurants who want to buy local. For example, in Colorado Springs with Ranch Foods Direct, we've got that cut and wrap plant where we can take a carcass and process it into steaks, hamburgers, and roasts, and deliver to 90 restaurants, deliver to District 11 school system, which we will be preparing about 15,000 pounds of hamburger patties for them this week. And we're going into Denver Public Schools. So this is a significant connection. And just thinking about the mobile slaughter unit, the other thing that really encouraged me and got me excited about it is when we slaughter an animal where it lives. We know from Olds College in Lacombe, Alberta, that if we move an animal as little as 25 miles, tenderness is reduced. If we can slaughter an animal where it is, where it lives, where it's happy and comfortable, we improve meat quality. Plus, what we do is we have a much more humane treatment of that animal, where it doesn't have to be transported and stressed. The other thing is, we're leaving behind at the farm, at the ranch, 35% of the weight, which is the head, the hide, the feet, the guts, essentially, that are there to be composted and put on the land. The rendering company can pick up the head, they can pick up the feet and whatever. The hide company picks up the hides, but this is the weight of the animal now that doesn't have to be transported. So there's about a 35% savings there in your, roughly, in your freight. And so that's from a green perspective and a fossil fuel usage perspective, that's a big deal to me. And so we are now going to have animals that are produced on this ranch that will never see a truck. They will never get on a truck in their life. They will grow up here. They will be processed here, and their meat then will be transported to where people live.
I like the fact that the nutrients are staying here with the place. They're not a waste product miles away.
Absolutely. We're turning what is considered a problem into an asset, into an opportunity. Exactly. So, in the effort of improving income at the farm and ranch gate, which I think we have to do if we're going to save our rural communities, we have got to stop the decline, the economic and social decline of our rural communities. Those people who produce our food. Is there anyone more important to our society than the farmer or the rancher? No, there is not. And we have got to compensate these people fairly. And few people recognize the problem that these farmers face in receiving a fair price. With the market power that is between this farm and ranch gate and the consumer today, with Walmart and Tyson and Cargill and JBS and King Soopers, Kroger's, Cisco, that has to be addressed, or we are going to be importing all of our food from wherever in the world these big corporations can find it the cheapest. And no matter where they get it, they're buying it below cost of production. Doesn't matter. We have got to protect our own food system. This is a national security issue. We have got to protect our food system and rebuild this infrastructure. And I think this slaughter trailer concept is the key to making that happen.